Good morning, afternoon, evening. So I'm Mr. Carlson. I'm your art teacher for this year at Frontier High School. We're in room 108. If you are in photo and painting, if you're in film, we should be in 307, which is down in the south wing. So I'm just going to run through my classes and I'll tell you some other things. So period 1, I've got painting. See you there. And that's in room 108. Period 2, I've got photo in room 108. Period 4, I have photo in room 108. Period 6, I have film production, and that should be in 307. Painting again in 108, that's period 7. And then lastly, period 9 is digital graphics, and that should be in 307. So that's my schedule. All right, so following this in just a moment, what I'm going to do is a series of screen recordings of how to navigate my website. I'll show you the links to the website and how it kind of all works and how I keep track of things, how I present work, how to log into your Google account, just in case you don't know, how to access your Google Classroom, where you'll get all your assignments and your evaluations, how to access the Google Drive, and more specifically the shared drive, which is where you're going to hand in digital work so I can get it and keep track of it and evaluate it. And there's going to be a survey eventually you'll get in Google Classroom, and I'm looking for things on how comfortable you are with technology, if you have access to a computer with internet at home, what type of phone, if you have a phone, is it a smartphone, is it Apple, is it Android, because these things will come up throughout the semester. And lastly, almost lastly, I'm going to go through the syllabus, or at least I'll show you where to find it. We'll do that in class live, and then I'm going to show you how to access my live stream, so if we're stuck at home, we can still communicate with each other, and I'll just do lessons online that way. And lastly, I'm going to post my contact information, which is on the website. It's on the school website, and I'll send it to you in a link via Google Classroom. So following this, just one step at a time, it will go through the screen recordings. See you soon. Bye. Run through what you need for the first few weeks of school. So I'm Mr. Carlson. It should be September 9th. This is our virtual startup here at Frontier High School. So here, first of all, is the breakdown of my classes and what period they're meeting. So first period in room 108 is painting. Second period in photo is in room 108. Fourth period photo is in room 108. Sixth period, I have film production, that should be in room 307. Seventh period, I have painting, back in room 108. And ninth period, I have digital graphics in 307. So on the screen right now it says 108. It should be in 307. Okay, so there's the schedule that we have ahead of us. So I'm going to get that out of the way, and here is the school's main website, Frontier Central School District. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Our Schools and click on Frontier Central High School, okay, because that's where we are. And what I'm doing this for, I'm going to guide you to my website. I'm going to show you two ways to get to my own website where I have everything posted for the semester. So I'm going to click on Teachers, and it's going to give a list of all the teachers here at Frontier High School. And I'm going to scroll on down to Carlson. Okay, Mr. There it is, the first in the letter C's, Mr. Carlson. And you'll see a link right here. Click here for website. Okay, and all you have to do is click there for the website, and that will take you to my website where I post everything. And we'll run through this in just a moment. But that's one way to find it. If you can't remember any of that, if you just go to Google and you type in Carlson and Frontier, all right, it will take you right to that link again where you can go to the website. Okay, so there's two ways to get there. I'm sure there's more, but that'll work for right now. Okay, so that's how to get to my website. All right, next, just navigating my website depending on your course. So up along the top here in this bar, we have Studio and Painting, Painting 2 and 3, Photography, Photo 2, Film Production, Digital Graphics, Media Arts 2, Comic Illustration, 3D Production, and then way over here is Drawing. Okay, so if your window is closed down a bit, it always gives you this more options. So if you close down the window and you don't see some of these more, is always at the end. So there are classes. There I am, my name, the Frontier High School. If you click on that, it takes you to the high school website. If you click on email, it directly sets up an email to me. My email is Carlson, Carlson, at frontiercsd.org. Okay. If you click on Art Department Course Offerings, this will take you to a page right out of, scanned, not very well, but scanned right out of the school handbook. And this will show you all of the classes that we offer at Frontier in the art department. So that's one of the links. All right, going back. There's another link here for the Albright Knox Art Teen Future Curator Show. That was something from last year. I doubt that they'll be running it this year. Clicking here for the live stream, I'm going to come back to that in just a moment and explain it. There is a link here for the Frontier 2020 Art Show. All the work that's along the sides here is student work from last year. There's a universal grading rubric. We'll talk about that when we get in class as far as the syllabus. There's a whole link here on free online software. So a lot of the software, we kind of teach the industry-based software, but there are a lot of options for free software online. Sketchbook assignments for the year for all the classes will be in here, and I'll assign them via Google Classroom. So all the way down here, how to submit work in Google's shared folder. All right, and we're going to cover that in just a moment, but you can always click on that if you forget how to do it. That's how we're going to collect all the artwork so that I can evaluate it and I can store it for you in case anything disappears. Down here, these are just thumbnail icons for the classes up here. So, if you want to get to the class really quick, it's up here, although it also looks very pretty down below. There are a number of different sites down here as far as your links, the elements of art, the principles of art, vocabulary that we're going to use, various art sites, photography class. This is your whole textbook right here, and you can download it from the site as a PDF. This link defines tools that we use, how to design a portfolio, a listing of different art careers, and we're looking into how the Media Arts Club is going to work this year, but that link will be here with the information as soon as I get it. So that's the rundown of the website and how it works. When we get into class physically, live and in person, then I'll go through specific classes and the expectations in syllabus of the class. So that was navigating the website. We're going to get into Google here for a moment. So I'm going to jump over to the Google startup. Now I'm already signed in. There's my little icon of my face there. So you would sign into your account just like you do when you sign into your email, and the Google account is in front of you. So just in case if you haven't used Google Classroom, there's this series of 9 dots up here. It gives you kind of a keyboard of other choices. So if I click on that, there's Google Classroom. And we'll go through this in detail in class, but there are my 4 classes that I'll be teaching this fall. 0 students right now in each because I haven't gotten my list yet. And this is how I'm going to assign all of the work this semester. so it will update you and kind of hopefully keep us all on track. So there's the Google account, there's the Google Classroom. Here's the next super important one, especially for my digital classes. Google Apps, if I click up here and I go to Drive, right, something that you may or may not have used before, there's your drive. It says My Drive, but right below, if you click on Shared Drives, once I get my class list names, this will get sent out to you. But under Shared Drives, you will have, there we go, a link in there once I invite you and you accept it, a link for your class. So if you were in 3D production or you were in advanced media arts, there would be an extra folder in here. And whatever you drag and drop into this shared folder, if you drag it over and drop it in there, that's the way we can submit digital artwork, so I can evaluate it and I can store it safely for you. I also pull work that way for the art show, or we use it to gather everybody's work if you're building a portfolio for college application or job application. So that's how the shared drives are going to work. When we get into class live and in person, what we will do is we'll run a test on all of these things before we really get into the class. We're going to just make sure that everything works, that everybody's comfortable with it, so we don't have any misunderstandings. So that's Google Classroom, that's Google Drive, the shared drive. One of the first assignments I'm going to send out on Google Classroom, just to kind of check with everybody, is a real simple survey. And it just talks about what your comfort level is as far as technology, what type of phone, if you use a phone, is a smartphone, what type, is it Android, Apple, how comfortable are you with that? Do you know how to email from it? And if you have internet access at home, if you have a computer, what kind at home, if you've used the software that we are covering before. So it just gives me an idea of about where we are and what your comfort level is. So that way, if you know all this, then I don't really have to repeat myself and make you bored. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I can work with everybody and you understand what's going on. So the syllabus is under each of the links for the classes. So you could check it out in advance if you're that interested, but that's one of the first things we're going to do in the first live week together. I did say I was going to go through the live stream. So what I'll do is I have a live stream. Instead of doing Google Meet, and we can do that if necessary too, but I use a live stream on YouTube. And if you click right here on the website, click here for live stream, it's going to take you to my YouTube account. Okay, so it's going to pop up here in a moment. And I will, through Google Classroom, I'll announce days that I'm online live, and there will be a conversation board over on the side where you can comment on what we're talking about when I'm doing demonstrations. You can see all the videos that we've done in the past. If you want to comment, you do have to have a YouTube account, but you don't need to comment. If you have a question and you don't have a YouTube account, all you need to do is email me. But this is a way I can do live demonstrations and give feedback right away. So those are all from last year, and that's a live stream. Okay, so sometimes I might be doing that from school. This is probably, I'm not exactly sure how everything's going to work, where I'm going to record demonstrations in class with my phone and then just post them right here. So that way you can access them anytime. So if you were maybe absent for a period of time, or who knows, if you're quarantined, I'm quarantined, whatever happens, all the information will be available to you. So that is about that. Like I said, if you want to get a hold of me in advance, the email address is dcarlson@frontiercsd.org. And the email address is on the school website as well, just in case. There it is right there. Just in case you didn't get all that. So I'm going to put this on the main website, and I'm going to send it out to everybody once I get your names in Google Classroom. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.